North Dakota State, 20-point lead here at the half. Oakland, the highest scoring team in the Summit League thus far, coming in averaging 79 points a game. And early on, they got Corey Petros, their redshirt freshman center, going. He had 2 hoops here, but has not scored since.
I think Petros got in a little foul trouble, just like Dylan Hale, so we didn't see him a whole lot the last 10 minutes of the first half.
Well, Hale only played a little over 5 minutes, and before he went out with those 2 fouls, he hit 2 big three-point shots here to get North Dakota State revved up early on.
And what you like to see, your defensive stopper knock down a couple shots. As of right now, Hale has nullified Hamilton. He scored 6 points, and that's all Hamilton had in the first half, so that's a big win in an individual matchup for NDSU.
Trayvon Wright has provided some offense as well. Wright in the first half made 4 of 8 shots on his way to 9 points.
Good balance all around by North Dakota State. See a couple guys with 8 shots, 4 shots, 3 shots. That balance is tough to defend when everybody's a weapon out on the floor.
5 of 10 on threes. Oakland has made up a little at the free throw line, but not much. And the rebounds, actually a little more differential than that. 21 rebounds for North Dakota State, 12 for Oakland. And after some initial turnovers, North Dakota State taking very good care of the basketball in a 20-point halftime lead. I mean, if you're Saul Phillips, you're almost nervous that there's no way we can give this thing up, right?
Let's get the clock moving. And you mentioned the turnovers, and a lot of Oakland's turnovers are what would you call catastrophic turnovers that lead directly to easy baskets on the other end. NDSU's turnovers are basically kicking the ball out of bounds or throwing the ball out of bounds where you aren't able to convert those into offense right away, and that's the main difference with the turnovers. It led to a lot of easy offense for North Dakota State.
Here's our trivia question of the night, Juno Pintar, and the three-point shot. UNLV, Vanderbilt, and this Ivy League school are the only 3 schools to make at least 1 three-point shot in every game since they included the three-point line in college basketball in 1886-87. An Ivy League school that has made 1 in every game. We'll have the answer to that when we come back.
Hi, I'm Gordy Meeker with Mercedes-Benz of Sioux Falls. This month during Mercedes' winter event, all new SUVs are available with 1.9% financing, up to 66 months, including the all-new ML350. For additional winter event opportunities, give us a call or visit us at luxuryautomallofsiouxfalls.com, I-29 and West 12th Street.
All right, the three-point shot, a big part of college basketball. UNLV, Vanderbilt, and 1 Ivy League school, the only 3 to make at least 1 three-point shot every game they've played since 1986 and 87. Known for the backdoor cut and the three-point shot, Princeton is the only other school. Only 3 out of more than 300 Division I schools have made 1 in every game. And kind of hard to believe, Oakland has made 1 in 714 consecutive games. That's the 7th longest streak right now in Division I, but they have not made 1 yet tonight.
Ooh, there's a little subplot.
Here's another subplot. Juno Pintar is in the NDSU top 10 for three-point field goal attempts in a career, and the top 10 made in a career. And they didn't have a weight program at NDSU back in the late 80s, but they did have a hairdresser. And Juno Pintar, 142 made three-point shots in his North Dakota State career.
I predict the production crew might get a nasty email from my wife regarding that picture.
That is just mean, and Reggie Hamilton right out of the gate hits the first 3 of the night for Oakland.
Well, after only having lost 3 conference games in the last couple of years, you know Oakland's not going to go away quietly. I'm surprised they keep letting LA get to his right hand.
Alexander now with 9 points to go with 5 assists. Hamilton with Hale back on him. And Petros, nice catch, collects himself.
Another adjustment here by Oakland. It looks like they're getting away from their spread dribble drive motion. And starting Hamilton off with an Iverson cut over the top and then to a ball screen, so a little bit more movement.
Dylan Hale, another three is good. Hale's taken 3 shots, made all 3, and they're all threes. Nate Hamilton take another tough shot, right back to Reggie Hamilton, though, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
That was great defense by Hale. Maintained his cushion, kept his body away from Hamilton on the shot. Got to finish off with a rebound. And that's tricky sometimes when that ball takes that extra hop on the rim. Your guys jump too early, leave themselves out of position.
So Hamilton now in double digits. He's got 10. In their loss to Western Michigan last week, he's had a stretch in the second half where he scored 16 straight and tried to keep them in it. They ended up losing that game big, but he's got a season high of 41 this year against Valparaiso. He had 35 against Tennessee.
Good high-low look.
Trayvon Wright can't get it. Drew Valentine with another rebound. What a change of direction by Hamilton. Knocked away off of Bader and out of bounds, and North Dakota State will get it.
Well, that's a good stop for the Bison defensively. Oakland had scored on its first 3 possessions in the second half. Once again, good secondary help. That last defender closing down when the big has to step over and help.
Hale, can he make it 4 straight? Dylan Hale is 4 of 4 from three-point land.
I think he really likes the challenge of having to guard Hamilton. And I think that helps his offensive game when he's challenged defensively. I think he takes a little pressure off him offensively. He's probably getting tired of us asking and calling him a defensive stopper. He wants to show off that stroke a little bit too.
Said his jump shot was coming back a little bit, and it looks pretty good tonight. 12 points for Hale. Taylor Braun has 18 right now for North Dakota State. Hamilton out for a moment. Bass back on. And another Oakland turnover will be their 12th.
I think they're going to overrule that, yeah.
Right.
But I think this kind of shows Coach Campy's experience. You see no sense of panic. They're still trying to attack inside now that they got Petros back on the floor. And they're not just abandoning their offense and jacking up tough, quick shots. They're actually running with a little more flow on the offensive end than they were in the first half.
To take another look here on the monitor. Marshall Bjorklund was kind of wrapped around Petros. See if he got a finger on it going out of bounds.
Ooh. If they just moved that computer, we'd be able to get a better look at that. Our angle was kind of obstructed.
North Dakota State trying to beat Oakland for the first time since March of 2009. That was the game that sent North Dakota State to the national tournament for the first time ever. They beat Oakland 66-64 that night in Sioux Falls.
Tell you what, everybody remembers Woody shot that night to pull up to give them the 2-point lead, but Oakland had about 3 or 4 seconds, and they threw up one from about three-quarters court that just rimmed out. Back iron, front iron, I can't remember, but would have been a tough way for the Bison to lose.
So they did reverse the call. Oakland gets it back. Shot clock at 22. Right back to Petros. I mean, that is, York was just playing behind for the most part, and Petros barreled right into it in that time. At the free throws.
Now you just want to wall up. Make their big guys finish consistently. It's already 3 team fouls on the Bison. Especially when they start putting their heads down and penetrating. You want to keep Oakland out of the bonus for as long as you can.
Hamilton right back in. Steal for Hamilton. Kick ahead for Valentine. Dylan Hale, though, knocks it out.
That's what you got to do. You make a mistake on the offensive end. Don't compound the issue by hanging your head. Dylan gets back, makes a good hustle play. Make Oakland have to earn it offensively instead of getting an easy one in transition.
Petros. Point blank, and Bjorklund with a rebound.
Good execution by Oakland. Bjorklund hedged a little on the screen to help on Bader.
And Alexander slips one through, and the Bison have kept pace and then some here for the first 3 minutes. Increased that 20-point lead to 22.
A good read by LA there. I could hear Coach Campy yelling at them to go under that ball screen with that LA. Basically daring him to shoot that mid-range jumper. Look at 5 sets of eyes on Hamilton when he has the ball.
3-point shot by Hamilton. Right back to him, reloads. This is a very good offensive rebounding team, but NDSU a little fortunate that they missed 3 threes. Taylor Braun again.
It's just too easy. Mix up in defensive transition. When Brown only had 18, you should know where he's at.
Hamilton trying to take over now and has the ability to do so.
That was good discipline by Hale not to put him at the free throw line. He's going to get some. He's constantly putting pressure on the defense. He will get his points, but make them few and far between.
4 minutes down here in the second half. Bison have increased the lead. Tough shot for Hale.
It's very rare for the Bison to see a forced shot, especially early in the possession. It's not rare for Oakland, however.
Bader, though, is 0 for 3.
Good D.
Took a little hit. Petros, though, staying with it again. Taylor Braun does rip it away to Hale.
So they don't call jump balls.
Alexander slips it again to Marshall Bjorklund.
Just impressed with how assignment efficient the Bison are. They're not going to let Bader come off the screen and get a shot. He's going to have to curl and get into the paint, not his strength. If he does get a shot off, it's going to be a mid-range right there. Take him out of his comfort level, comfort zone.
8 assists already. 9 now for Lawrence Alexander.
And the one time that he's been stymied on that ball screen is when they had Valentine guarding the ball screener, and he was able to jump out and trap it hard. They tried everything else, and LA's figured it out.
Hamilton down, and we'll see if this is on Dylan Hale. And it is his 3rd personal, but North Dakota State by 27.